It's sweet, it's a little bit bitter, and it smells like coffee. And I'm not talking about my Aussie husband. Today we're making Singapore's coffee ribs. 1, 2, 1, 2. Can you mic check? Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Right, so we're gonna make some coffee pork ribs. So everyone's heard of barbecue ribs, but I bet you haven't heard of coffee pork ribs. Now, this was designed by a celebrity chef in Singapore called Sam Leong. And honestly, when I discovered this pork ribs when I was in Singapore at Kenging Seafood, shout out to you guys, awesome. This was the last thing I expected that would blow me away. And it was something very simple sounding, but it is delicious, my God. So I'm gonna show you how to make it. And it's mostly with ingredients that you should have at home. So it's pretty easy to put together. I got some pork ribs here from the market, of course, because we are spoilt with incredible produce here in the market. Right, so these are literally just some spare ribs that they had off pork belly, which is just kind of perfect. It's got a little bit of the meat on. And so what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna take off some of this extra fat and the membrane here. Oh. Save that for later. You don't have to do this, but it's a little step that I like to do. See, this is like little tough membrane that you just kind of want to pull off. It's like pulling a Band-Aid off. Simple, perfect. All right, so I'm gonna cut the ribs, and I'm gonna cut them into smaller ribs. If you have a butcher's, you could also ask them to cut along the bone to make it even smaller, like little nuggets of pork ribs. But I'm just gonna keep them whole. So you see there's a nice little bit of meat on there. Right, so next up we need to marinate the pork ribs. I'm going to put them into a vat-pack bag and I'll explain later why I've done that. But here we're going to whisk together. Can I get a whisk, please? 1 egg. Cheers. Right, some baking soda. This is going to help marinate the pork ribs. We've got some potato starch, not potato flour, potato starch. So we've got 3 tablespoons of that. Rice flour, again, 3 tablespoons. Oyster sauce, a couple of tablespoons of that. That's going to give it an awesome flavour. Tom, can I get some sesame oil, please? Finally got the sesame oil open. Just a little teaspoon of that. Some soy sauce. I got some beautiful aged soy sauce. It's going to, again, give it a lovely rich flavour. A couple of tablespoons of water. And some salt and sugar. Because we're not going to add MSG into this. But it'll still be really flavourful. Grab your whisk. Right, next up, so we made our marinade. I've got my spatula this time, so we're going to put that into the pork. And I'm going to give that a really good rub. Make sure all of that pork is coated. Because that's what's going to give it that flavour, then marinate it. Now, if you don't have a vat-pack machine, which I'm sure a lot of people won't have at home, you could just do this in a bowl, put it in the fridge and marinate it for at least a couple of hours and then take it out 1 hour before serving to bring it up to the room temperature. The reason I'm doing this in a vat pack machine because I'm a bit short for time because I've got a service to run. But also the vat pack machine, when you vat pack it, it basically penetrates that meat with all that flavour and marinates it basically in half the time. So, chef, can we vat pack for me, please? Thank you. Tight, flat. Right, so while that is marinating, I'm gonna pop that in the fridge. And I think, ironically, I think it's time for me to have a coffee. You're good? Right. Got my coffee. Nice. So this has been marinating for a couple of hours, so that is ready to get fried. That was really satisfying. Next up, let's make the coffee sauce that's going to go on the pork ribs. So I've got a large pan of oil on to deep fry the pork ribs. And we're going to make the coffee sauce now. I'm just mincing up some garlic, just keeping an eye on the service, just getting a little busy. Quite large, nice big orders today. So thank you all for coming down to support us, even when it's getting a little bit cold and rainy in the market. It's good to see you guys coming out. I love seeing all the comments of those of you who say that you're going to come down and see us here at May. I love it. Keep them coming. You never know, you might see me film these episodes. Right, let's do my salt trick. I'm going to mince up the garlic quite fine. So a bit of salt in there. And that coarse salt is just going to help mince that garlic down even further. Oh, my voice is going. That's going to go into the bowl. 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. How many bloopers are we going to do here? 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the comments on that one. Now, a lot of the recipes ask for coconut sugar or palm sugar, but I've got the real deal. I've got some Gula Melaka, so that's going to give it a really rich flavour. Gula Melaka already has like these toffee notes, so this is a perfect pairing. So a touch of water to go in. And then I've got my coffee granules, so we're not going to use like freshly ground coffee. We want to use instant coffee so that it dissolves quickly into the sauce. That's how they have it back home in Singapore, so this is what we're going to use. I wanted to have it quite a kick, so I had quite a lot in there. We'll add a little bit of sugar in there. It's going to be quite a sweet sauce, so you've got to have something sweet that's going to sort of counterbalance that bitterness from the coffee, I guess. Actually, as we're in May today, I think I'm going to add my own little twist on this. Sometimes you can add coffee liqueur, like a Kahlua, into there. But I've got some authentic, we import this from Singapore, coffee ground. So it makes sense for us to put a little bit of coffee into this mix. Our coffee is a thick, bitter shot. It's a blend of 3 different types of beans. So I'm just going to go a little easy on this, but I think this will add a really nice flavour. Whew. That smells so good. Right, so I'm going to get this into a pan and reduce it so it's nice and thick, so it coats that meat nicely. So we've got our coffee sauce. Let's get it into a wok. Let's turn that up. Scoop out all of that lovely goodness. What I'm just going to do is going to bring that down to a reduce until it's a nice thick sauce. What that's going to do is intensify that coffee flavour even more so, which I personally think I prefer with my pork ribs. Can you bring me a bowl? Yeah. Keep an eye on that. You don't want that to spill over and make an absolute mess in your kitchen. I've done that before. Right, so we've got our pork ribs. Let's put them out into a bowl. They look great. So we've got a pot of hot oil, rapeseed oil, sunflower oil, anything unflavoured, not olive oil. Sorry, Jamie Oliver. And we're just going to bring it up to a temperature like 160. We don't want it too hot because we want to get a nice colour on the meat, but also we don't want it to colour too fast. So you just push it in and see that sizzling there? That's ready. So I'm going to do this in batches if you haven't got a big pan like I do. And again, please be really careful if you're using any sort of hot oil like this. I guess you could do this in an air fryer. A lot safer and cleaner. Ninja aren't sponsoring us, so they're not getting any more videos until they do. Right, I'm just going to get a tray. I'm going to line it with some paper so it's ready for the pork ribs. Oh, that is hot. And they've got a really nice colour already. It's almost like a deep fried batter on the pork ribs. These have got a gorgeous colour on them now. So I'm going to say those are done. Perfect. So just got that on a line tray there to capture any of that excess oil. And turn that off, let that cool down. I'm going to switch these over. And look here. Look at this sauce. Come here. That is like a treacle. So that is ready. If I reduce it any further, that's actually going to be a bit too bitter and a little bit almost on the burnt side. But that, you want this sort of black, you want this black treacles type of sauce. This smells incredible. It's literally like the ultimate. This is way better than any barbecue sauce. I'm going to throw it out there to you, especially to you Americans. This is going to be better than those barbecue ribs. That sauce is nice and reduced. So if you've been following on, now this is time for the pork ribs to go into the sauce. These are going to be messy, but finger-licking good. So give the meat a good toss. Look at that. Look at that. So one thing to note, you will want to have that sauce nice and hot for it to stick to the meat. Otherwise, what will happen is that sugar and caramelize will just sort of solidify on that meat. So you do want it a little warm while you do this. That's what you're looking for. Look at that. Ooh. Be careful if you do this. I don't want you to get caught burnt with caramel. Give the meat a good toss. Rightio, that is delicious. Now, that is going to be an absolute pain to clean, but a little tip, add hot water, bring it up to a boil, and that sugar will dissolve and then it'll just wipe clean. Now, we're just going to garnish them. You can have them as they are, but I'm going to finish it off with some toasted sesame seed. Ooh. They look so good. Finger licking. Right, I'm gonna have to get some wet wipes out for eating these. Alrighty, I'm just gonna place this in a bowl. Do you guys want to try some of this? Yes, please. Oh. So, coffee pork ribs. I guarantee you definitely give this a go. Let me know what you think. Honestly, it's almost like caramel. It's basically caramelized pork ribs with a hint of coffee. I can't wait to try this. Come on, let's dive in. I'll use this one here. I'll use this little nugget here. Oh, you need to get the wet wipes out. Okay. Oh my God. That coffee. It's intense. That's definitely going to give you a bit of a caffeine hit. I think if you were needing a pick-me-up in the middle of the meal, oh my God, I wish you could try this. My team are going to jump in. Let's see what they think. You need to cook this for your next dinner party. I swear, if you slip it out onto the table, not telling them what it is, they're going to think that this is some sort of barbecue sauce, but actually that coffee's going to hit them like a ton of bricks. They're going to be blown away. They'll be jittery all night. Right, I've got to stop licking my fingers. This is awesome. Give it a go. Thank you so much for watching. Give us a thumbs up and a like if you like this video. It really helps us spread out this channel for more people. So we really appreciate all of your supporters. And I look forward to next week. See you next time, guys. Can I get a bloody spatula?
Woo! Beautiful. That's well good. Bitter, sweet.
Have you ever had coffee roasted ribs before?
No.
Would you try it?
But I'll have them again. It's a revelation. Well done, sir.
You guys are going to be buzzing now.
Yeah, fuck.
Cheers, Tom. Wow. Intense, right?
Yeah, yeah. Treacly.
Yeah, it's treacly. So good. That's it. You guys get the best star food.